friends, welcome back to our channel. I'm gonna go ahead and give you another update on the Project 10 pan items that I have been working in my second actual Project 10 pan this year. So we'll first talk about some things that I have finished up. The first I have is the Dermablend setting powder sample. I am so happy that this is all gone. I am actually not using setting powder as much now that it's warmer out and my skin is a bit less dependent on having to set things with a powder. I will only set areas that I'm doing like acne coverage to kind of just provide that extra barrier, but this is just all right. I stopped liking it kind of as it got older. It started to have these little tiny like balls almost of product that kind of kept like balling up together and I had to keep mashing it. So I wasn't a big fan of that, but I'm really happy that this is officially gone and I have one less setting powder in my life. I also finished up finally the e.l.f. Intense Ink Eyeliner. I have to say, I actually am kind of missing this. I have so many other eyeliners that I'm gonna have to use before I can purchase this, but for $3, I'm pretty sure it was $3. For $3, I got so much life out of this. It was so easy to apply. I know it looks a little bit intimidating because it's a pretty long felt tip, but that's why I liked it because it was just so quick to be able to apply my line. It was even, and I'm really kind of missing this in my arsenal of eyeliners in general, but it really was good and I enjoyed the fact that I got to finally get a full use out of it. The other items that I have left are the Wet n Wild Fergie Take on the Day Eyeshadow Primer. I was getting really sick of not knowing how much I had in here. You guys know I really like to see what's in a product, so I hate if there's packaging that's opaque and I can't see through it. So I bought one of these little like to-go travel containers and I squeezed out what I have left. So this is all I'm working with. This is easily though, like we're talking maybe 2 months worth of eyeshadow primer. Even though I wear eyeshadow almost every single day and I do use a primer, I need so little of this stuff. So I'm gonna keep plugging away at it. For how inexpensive this eyeshadow primer is, it's phenomenal. I would highly recommend it. I'm gonna keep using it. They don't make this particular one anymore. They came out with another like version of it. And so I would definitely recommend picking it up and seeing if it's similar because I have no creasing. This stuff is like glue. It is just so effective. And I feel like it's right around maybe like the $5 mark, maybe less than that. So really pumped about this. Then we have my Clinique Chubby Stick. As you can see, I'm making just like slow and steady progress. When you look at it, I feel like you can maybe see that I have sort of focused on various sides of this and it's not as rounded all around. You can sort of see that I'm making dents on it. I'm finding that now that it's warmer out, it's a lot easier to use this because my skin naturally has a bit more, I don't necessarily say oil is the right word, but like it's less difficult to blend this into my skin. I don't have it on today, but I really am kind of liking this now. Would I buy it? No, I won't necessarily miss it, but I at least am not disliking it as much, and I'm just gonna keep plugging away on it. It's one of those things where I feel like it's gonna take me a really long time to use this up. And then the last thing I have is the NYX Wonder Pencil, and I, again, have not taken a piece of paper and marked this. I feel like it's such a production to do that because it's the only item I have that I can't track like on a cap or in some other capacity. So I really haven't made much progress on this. I am using this every day to line my waterline, but because it is thin, I don't sharpen it very much. Like I feel like I've maybe sharpened it twice, if that, since I last updated you guys. So that's where I'm at. I'm down to these 3 products. So because of that, I'm gonna bring in 7 new items because the reality is these aren't going away anytime soon and I'm already working on some other things, so why not just go ahead and make it my official Project 10 pan. So here are the other 7 items I'm currently working on. First, I pulled out yet another one of my setting powders. This is the Your Minerals Sweden. I'd also want you guys to know I've never actually bought a setting powder before, exception of like one. These are all things I've gotten in subscription services. I popped out the filter on here because I felt like the filter was really ineffective and didn't dispense any product. It was really annoying. So I pulled it out and this is what I have left. This will take me a while to use, especially in the summer, because as I mentioned earlier, I don't set my under eyes. In the summer, I really just need to set the areas that I have acne around. So I'm going to keep using this, and then I'm left with like my e.l.f. one and two like massive tubs that will take me a while to use, but I like the idea of using something small. I mean, this guy was tiny and it wasn't even brand new when I started this project, and it took me forever to use up. So I feel like starting with smaller containers is a much wiser choice for me. I'm also going to try to use up the Physicians Formula. This is the Nude Wear Touch of Glow foundation. I mentioned this in my spring favorites. I don't dislike this foundation. I have it on my face today. It's classic Physicians Formula. It is definitely a lighter type of coverage. It's meant to really just even your skin tone. It's a hair more covering than I think a BB cream is, but it's not too far out of the ballpark. I don't feel like I look like I have a heavy layer of foundation on my face, but this is the shade Light and it's too dark for me. So I've been mixing it with my lightening drops. So I'm starting out right here. I'm happy with this. Now that I have those lightening drops, I'm able to really start to work on a number of products like this that are just too dark on their own without the lightening drops. I personally don't think I would rebuy this because I don't like doing the extra step when there are plenty of other face products out there that I can buy that are a fine color match. But if you don't have to mix it, and if it does match your skin tone as is, I would highly recommend it because it's all around pretty good aside from that just shade match. I'm also going to use up this Julep Eyeshadow 101 Cream to Powder Eyeshadow Stick in the color Champagne Shimmer. This is what I pulled out immediately after I finished my Rose Riot color tattoo because I wanted to use an eyeshadow stick. I've never really used them before. And I have a love-hate relationship with these. And I don't know if it's just because it's this one or if I will dislike all of them. But I find that while I like not having to use a brush, it's one less thing I have to clean in the morning, one less tool I have to use, I feel like I don't get as much of an impact as I do with the color tattoos. And again, I don't know if that's all shadow sticks or just this one in particular, but this is where I am starting. I've marked the lid here. There's not a ton of this left. I mean, I had a lot when I started, but like I said, this is the only thing I've been using since I finished up my color tattoo. I'm definitely somebody who is a creature of habit. I like to use something from start to finish, which is why a lot of times I'm gravitating towards my more neutral based like color tattoos or color sticks. That way I can kind of clean some of them out versus having a bunch of sort of kind of used ones. Another thing I'm pulling out to use up is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Marine Boosting Mist. I don't have a whole lot left in here. This probably will be a really quick thing that I can use up. I don't know if it's the packaging of the sample or if it would be like this in the full size, but I don't like how much I have to spray. Like I've probably only used this like maybe 3 times at this point, and it's pretty much halfway used because I have to pump so much out to cover my entire face, which is a little bit aggravating and annoying, but again, it's just a sample. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this and then probably move over to my L'Oreal setting spray. The next thing I have is a lip product. Believe it or not, this will be the first lip product that I actually pan that isn't a gloss. This is the Revlon Color Burst in Peach Parfait. I do not have very much of this left. I marked it using the packaging at the top here, and this is all that I have. Not a whole lot. This is my second one of these that I've used. I really like this color. Fun story, I bought this, I got obsessed with this way before YouTube and before I even watched YouTube videos because Emma Stone was the face of this particular line when it came out. And we have like a similar complexion, similar hair color, basically the same person, and she was wearing it. And I thought, well, if a girl can pull it off, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. So I bought it, loved it. I've never tried any of the other colors in this line, don't even know if this line still exists. Let me know in the comments if it does. But I figured like I have so little of it left. It's only getting older. I would start small and see if I could do it and then maybe move on to other lip products because as you guys know, I've got a ton for somebody who doesn't wear a whole lot of lip products. Like even right now, I'm not wearing anything on my lips. Like it's just not a natural thing I do. The last thing I have is this How About Them Apples Cheek and Lip Cream Palette. Believe it or not, I actually have hit pan on one of these. It's the cider one. I've been loving this color. It is such a simple color. And one day I looked down and I was like, wait, is there pan showing? And I pressed on it and I was like, that's pan. How did that even happen? So I'm gonna go ahead and just fully pan this cider color. I'm really hoping it doesn't take me more than like a month to pan that color, because I would love to be able to pan 2 of these before the summer is over. I feel like I'm less likely to wear these during the winter. I'm much more of a person who prefers powder in the winter months. But I just want to try, I really want to see how far I can get with this. I'm planning on using just this palette over the summer for a blush, which I have mixed feelings about, because on the one hand, I feel like there are so many other blushes I'm going to neglect in the meantime. But then I also feel like if I can pan this whole thing and get this out of my collection, it's going to be so good for my blush collection, because this has just been a real thorn in my side, in the sense that like I love it, but I just haven't been using it enough. So these are my new 7 items that I'm adding to make my 3rd Project 10 pan. I will, as always, link my spreadsheet, my Google spreadsheet down below, so you guys can kind of start to see what I'm using up in monetary value, what products I am working on, and all of that jazz. Super thrilled with this. Like, I feel like I go through these phases where I'm not making a lot of progress, and all of a sudden I do make progress. It's been very up and down doing these back-to-back Project 10 pans, but I really feel like come December, I'm gonna have made such good progress on my makeup collection that it's gonna be so rewarding. So I don't know, if you guys are doing any Project 10 panning or any kind of panning, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, good luck to you as you work on these products, and I will keep you guys updated. Bye.